I've often thought of Richard Hugo, that he ought to have been writing the scenery for John of Patmos. Not the heavenly city. Leave that to someone like Swinburne. But the dull grays, the faded blues that came before the emeralds and rubies, the golden slippers on golden streets. Let Hugo write those. Hugo wrote those. Here are Degrees of Gray in Philipsburg and In Your Blue Dream. On Love in a Time of Cholera, Episode 5. Degrees of Gray in Philipsburg. You might have come here Sunday on a whim. Say your life broke down. The last good kiss you had was years ago. You walked these streets laid out by the insane, past hotels that didn't last, bars that did, the tortured try of local drivers to accelerate their lives. Only churches are kept up. The jail turned 70 this year. The only prisoner is always in, not knowing what he's done. The principal supporting business now is rage. Hatred of the various grays the mountain sends, hatred of the mill, the silver bill repeal, the best-liked girls who leave each year for Butte. One good restaurant and bars can't wipe the boredom out. The 1907 boom, 8 going silver mines, a dance floor built on springs, all memory resolves itself in gaze. In panoramic green, you know the cattle eat, or 2 stacks high above the town, 2 dead kilns, the huge mill in collapse for 50 years that won't fall finally down. Isn't this your life? That ancient kiss still burning out your eyes? Isn't this defeat so accurate? The church bell simply seems a pure announcement. Ring, and no one comes. Don't empty houses ring? Are magnesium and scorn sufficient to support a town, not just Philipsburg, but towns of towering blondes, good jazz and booze the world will never let you have until the town you came from dies inside? Say no to yourself. The old man, 20, when the jail was built, still laughs, although his lips collapse. Someday soon, he says, I'll go to sleep and not wake up. You tell him no. You're talking to yourself. The car that brought you here still runs. The money you buy lunch with, no matter where it's mined, is silver. And the girl who serves your food is slender, and her red hair lights the wall. In Your Blue Dream. You are fishing a lake, but so far, no fish. The other men fishing are old. They nod approval of your rod, limber and green. One yells advice over the lake. Develop the eyes of an osprey. The sun goes down. You row to the shore. A warden is there. He arrests you. He says your bait is illegal, live meat. The old men pay your bail. You sweat when the girl counts the money. The sky fills with fish hawks, each with a trout in his beak. The streets fill with men en route home. You lose your sense of time. You ask the men, all young, is this afternoon? They don't answer. You run from man to man asking the time. You forget your address. You knock on a door. A luscious blonde tells you you have the wrong town. You run through the swamp. The town ahead glitters warm in the dark. You yell at the town, where is my home? A mob of men with bloodhounds is back of you somewhere. You hear them. You rush for the lights. You are in the streets, dirty, in rags. The people are elegant, dressed for the clubs. You show them your key. They answer firmly, you have the wrong country. Go north. You sob in the streets. You say, this is my land. The street lamps dim. A cop says, Go home. When the posse of women find you in the desert, you are terribly ashamed. You babble on and on. They point at you and laugh. One says, "You look good bleaching. Good for a weathered skeleton." This has been Richard Hugo, Love in a Time of Cholera, Episode 5.